From broke to boss, I flipped the script. Super Trucker Podcast got me fully equipped. Left the noise behind, now I'm stacking green. Voyager Nation made me live the dream.
All right. So you got a truck, you picked it up, now what?
Yes, exactly. This is probably the most important part, or one of the most important parts. You have to have a plan. So you got to be able to run that bad boy right away. So what we're talking about is, you're picking up the truck like logistically on a Monday. You should actually have a load by Tuesday. So in orientation, load out the following day if possible, and then forget about home time for at least 2 to 3 weeks at minimum, I would say.
Yes, because time is money. And one thing that we we know everybody talks a lot, but here's the reality. Most of owner operators, when we buy their first truck, we go all out. All that BS that, you have to have $20,000 to your name after you buy a truck. It's nice to have, but the reality on the ground is nobody. Most of the people that I've seen, nobody does. People barely scrape enough to pick the truck up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's it. So the reason you want to start early, that leads us to the second topic, is cash cushion. You need to build it up as quickly as you can, because you're not starting from a very strong position. You just got a truck. Most likely you did a decent pre-delivery inspection. As a matter of fact, we're going to post the playlist of videos on how to inspect certain very important bits and pieces in the truck without bringing your mechanic in, without having very specialized tools. It's going to be less than perfect, but it's going to give you something to work with, because we can talk fancy dynos and bring mechanic to the dealer and all these 9 yards. We can talk about it, but we already set the reality standard. The reality standard is that most people, if you barely have enough money to pick a truck up, are you sure you have enough money to bring the mechanic there from different state?
To tell you that something is wrong with it, and then do what with that?
And then at that point, are you even ready to hear that?
Right, exactly.
So starting early is important. I've done it when I bought my first truck. Man, I felt like I'm racing against time, because you need to have at least $10,000 to $15,000 to your name as quickly as possible. Meaning, again, it can be $5,000 to $10,000 cash, a couple of credit cards, and now you can be in a more safe mode. But until you get there, you gotta keep running. You can't be picking, choosing, taking vacations. Because another stupidest thing I've seen, the guy buys a truck, takes vacation.
No. Yeah, and here's what I'm saying, guys. So not only did you purchase your truck, right? So I think the other portion of this is your ability to make a difference. So you're no longer a company driver, which means you're not restricted onto the amount of money you can make. Now, if you just adjust your home time and you're willing to work with the dispatcher to go to places that company place wasn't sending you, you have the power to make a lot more money that can go to that piggy bank. You just have to allow it to happen. This is not the time and place to actually go on that vacation that you were saying. But that is a common thing, man. I do see that a lot.
As a matter of fact, I would have to slightly disagree, because most likely if you were the company driver and you're going to work for the same company, let's say as an owner operator, you better stick to the same routes as well, because this is what we do, and we do whatever is most effective for their trucks. Unless we have a customer, then that's a different ballgame. But for example, I've seen too many drivers making mistakes to where we run one way as a company driver, and let's say the company does spot market. And now we bought a truck and we're trying to reinvent something that's already so established. No, just if you cannot dispatch yourself, if you're not that good, if you have that experience, at the beginning, let your dispatcher do their thing. And then once you have enough money to play around and call the shots, do that. Try it. See how quickly you're going to lose that money. But at the beginning, rely on professionals. Don't, you just got a truck. You literally fucking broke. And now you're trying to tell your, 15-year experienced dispatcher to send you to a fucking California.
Right, yeah.
Because you want to visit Venice Beach? For what?
Yeah, you need money to be on that beach.
Yep.
So for sure. So another thing is start paying attention right away to your fuel economy. That's another big boy right there. And not necessarily. What do you think? Governing the truck is the best thing to do in a situation like that. Once you find that sweet spot, or just be disciplined.
I think being disciplined. Governing your truck is literally don't buy a truck if you need to govern your own truck. That means you're so undisciplined, you can't control your feet.
Yeah.
Like we just do the wrong thing. So how do you know we're gonna press the brakes and it's time to press the brakes? Fuel economy is a big deal. Unfortunately, again, just like the talk of a town and the reality of the ground is very different. How many owner-operators we see, we don't even know what their fuel economy is.
That's a lot, yeah.
We don't know what's the best speed because every truck is going to be different. Two identical trucks are going to have best fuel economy at the different, RPMs or miles per hour or whatever else. Usually diesel engines, we go by RPMs. As long as you find that perfect ratio between the gear and the RPMs, you're going to find that sweet spot for your fuel economy, and you should stick there. Like one of the stories that they always tell, one of my trucks was very, very bad in fuel economy. The only way to get it to something reasonable was running 63 miles an hour or less.
Okay.
And I've done it coast to coast. It sucked, but at the end of the day, let's say if I add 7 miles to it, to run 70, all my profits go through out the pipe, and then what am I even working for?
Right.
And just because I'm a little bit faster, not fast enough, because consistency is the key. How many times I would see the same super fast truck passing me, like when you go West Coast, you see those because there are limited cars, limited trucks, so you kind of get to remember the same trucks you're seeing for a 5th time today.
Yeah.
And you see this guy flying by you like for a 5th time, passing you like you're standing, and then at nighttime you're already in a truck stop, getting dinner ready.
Here he goes, pulling in.
He's pulling in.
My fucking guy, man.
King Speedy Gonzalez.
Here you go. All right, man. What knowing where to do the maintenance and actually sourcing that right mechanic or that shop to do that work on your truck. I mean, who do you trust nowadays, man? This is you never trust, like literally probably nobody. Unfortunately, from time to time you have to risk a little bit. Ideally you wanna find the shop at your parking location. Somebody that you get to know, get to trust, and so on, then everything becomes very easy. Because if you only fixing your truck when shit is already happening, right,
you're fixing that stuff on the road, it's costing you a lot more, you're not having a million options to choose from, and you're losing every single time. So for example, I used to take my truck to the mechanic, even if there is nothing wrong with the truck, at least once a month.
Just to get so maybe that's
run through it, man. See, maybe something is getting loose or something.
Yeah, so maybe that's a perfect way to get to know someone is just give them some light work job. Like, hey, oil change perhaps, and something.
And then you see somebody who's pretty reasonable, gives you a good feedback on your truck. Now we also get to know your truck. A lot of times these guys were like balls deep in that mechanical business, because usually that's business owner right there, and you develop that relationship, and now he's telling you, hey bro, you really need to consider this or consider that, and now if you're diligent to everything else that you do, you probably gonna do a hell of a lot better, because out of all the trucks that they had, only one of those trucks made it to where it needed overhaul. And at that point, the last time I drove that truck was probably over 100,000 miles before that happened. So the last 100,000 miles, it went through multiple drivers and so on.
Holy crap, is this real? $4,000 a week in this market, guys? This is not a joke. We got plenty of owner-operators in this market taking home $4,000 a week every single week. So if you're interested in something like this, we're located right here in Mulberry, Florida, just a few miles south of Lakeland. Give us a call, 863-342-5171, because $4,000 take home after all the expenses, that's nothing to laugh at.
You know, they even mentioned keeping a couple filters and common sensors and stuff on stock. I do know some guys like pretty solid owner operators on our fleet that do, you know, for sure keep the filters.
You know, some of my best guys, we do that.
Yeah.
We do that. The parts, you'll be surprised. Certain repairs are so predictable if you do what we're telling you to do.
Right.
If you have your steady, regular, knowledgeable mechanic, you can plan a lot of repairs that on the road is gonna kill your business, literally. And you can plan for it. You can plan for it months ahead of time and so on. So just working smart and being diligent, developing those relationships. You know, if you only go to the shop when something sounds very, very bad, you're probably not doing well, because I can almost guarantee it doesn't matter what I tell you on this video, you're pulling into TA.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
And then, bada bing, a lot of money is going to cost to fix that.
Yep.
All right, so a lot of the paperwork, guys, make sure you're keeping all that bad boy and stuff in check. Rather, I would say, you know, once you align yourself with a good carrier, they're there to serve you as a reminder. Because I can see how it can escape you in the busy and the hustleness, but nevertheless, you cannot forget to, you know, like we're talking medical cards, we're talking TWIC cards. Not all of our guys need that, but that's important right there. You know, maintenance, monthly maintenance on your truck. Not only is it part of being compliant, but it can also serve you to stay organized, especially if you're that guy that got, you know.
Yes, and also, like, if you're one of these guys throwing shit around all the time and then getting frustrated when safety department for a company that you leased onto is asking for maintenance receipts, right? Man, you have no idea. As a driver, okay, what's your top capacity to make money? Was like, I don't know, maybe like $80,000, $100,000, right?
Yeah.
As an owner operator, you can push the number to like 400,000, 450. And if you negligent with your receipts, that 450,000 is your clean income without any expenses.
The world of hurt right there.
So, man, like, you're not making enough money to pay taxes off that amount if you don't have the receipts.
Yeah, and you know, on the other side of that, why you should remain freaking organized on something like that is because a buddy of mine in the networks, tax guy, successful guy, does taxes for like owner operators. And let me tell you, good tax people aren't excited about people showing up with a fucking trash bag of fucking receipts and fucking things
and
missing.
And that is still better than no trash bag or anything.
Yeah, but to maximize...
Because at least then the guy can say, listen, bro, I'm not your cleaning lady. Please organize those and bring me the organized receipts with total numbers attached.
Here we go. So rather than working on estimates, you want to keep actual numbers. So that's important.
Yes.
All right, man. So here we go. What else we got here? So no hero loads early.
Okay, that pretty much is just to remind you that trekking is not casino. It's not about getting rich fast. It's about consistency. It's about knowing what you're doing and being consistent, not wasting time. So I would say, just don't. Here's what you can do. The best case scenario, worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you listen to your dispatcher, work with him, make some money, and then test how quickly you can lose this money once you stop listening. Worst thing that you can do is listen to your buddy who had a truck
back
in the day when trucking was great, and now he's telling you what to accept and what to not accept, and he is fucking clueless about what's going on today in the trucking market, and that's the fastest way to bankruptcy.
Yep. All right. So, but you know, that happens all the time, man. People are looking to be successful. They're trying to minimize the failure. And, you know, they go to their immediate circles, or they go to the guys that are always willing to chatter up a business plan. But again, as we always say, check their resources. Do you want what they want? A failed experiment or a successful trucking company, even if it's a one-man army? So check it out.
The best advice would be like this. Audit their bank account before you take advance. Advice.
Here you go.
Like, if we don't have nothing that you want, you don't need advice from them.
And as you're working with your dispatcher, protecting your week, delivery on a Monday, Tuesday, reload fast. what's the best way to do it? Man, you got to be, especially our Floridians, a lot of guys that watch this obviously from Florida, but you got to be consistent with how you're going to work.
Yeah. Look, the shortest answer would be this. If you're not pushing 70 hours a week,
you're not going to make it.
You're wasting fucking time. You're wasting your time, you're wasting everybody's time, you're wasting, you're gambling with your family lifestyle, you're gambling with your family well-being, you're gambling with your own well-being, you're just looking for chaos, and that's what's up. All that bullshit, that Monday you're just warming up, Tuesday you're picking up a load, Friday morning you need to deliver it, then you lose half a week repairing the truck even though you never go to the shop. Then the next week you go to vacation, and this to somebody who is like has nothing to do with that shit may sound like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Man, that is like 8 out of 10 first-time owner operators.
Yeah. I think you're just looking for any little light reason to be the excuse as to why not to do it.
When I'm sometimes getting frustrated with seeing people fail, when you're trying to help, but we just fucking refuse.
Yeah, they don't want the help.
Fuck you. I'm an owner operator. I do what I want to do. I'm a businessman. And then I'm talking to my friends who's been in trucking for like 25 years, 20 years, and so on, like owner operators, fleet owners, company owners, and we're like, who are you talking about? We don't believe that shit exists.
Right, yeah.
Because we're judging everybody based on their actions. So if that's not you, if you don't see yourself doing that, awesome. Then it's not applying to you.
No, yeah.
But unfortunately, 8 out of 10 people are gonna do exactly that until we're gonna miserably fail. It's only the matter of time.
Yeah. So, as we roll into the next question, the truth about home time, right? It kind of sounds obvious, but I'm just trying to, I'm sharing. Like, so last night, even take a call, right? Guy watches our channel, blah, blah, blah. Everything is good. He's thinking about coming over. And then the home time. He spent a lot of time talking about this home time. And first time owner operator, and here's the thing, like, you haven't been an owner operator long enough to make that adjustment because he's had the truck for just a little bit. So let's say under 3 months, you're still recovering. You should still be in no vacation mode.
That is your 8 out of 10 guys.
Yeah. So you should be in no vacation mode. You just started a business. You need to get it up off the ground.
And guess what? Every time you're trying to reason them, what are we telling you? Oh man, I trucking not for money. But I'm set.
Yeah. And the problem is, like, listen, man. Like, here's what happens: those 8 out of 10 guys, they hang up the phone and they're gonna keep calling, and you're knocking on all these doors, just waiting for that guy to tell you, it's a lie, and then it's like, okay, yeah, no problem. You can be home that often, no big deal. But what happens is those decisions come at a price to you as a business owner. So, skip that vacation mode, especially your first year out. That is the foundation of you to recoup your investment and build that nest egg, like Mike was talking about, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000, whatever it's going to be, maybe some on credit cards and whatnot. But that is the moment that it is go time.
Yes, it is. It is important. I think it's very easy for owner operator. Let's say Monday your dispatcher is calling you. You kind of don't want to go out yet. You're still stretching after a weekend, and now you coming off of shit. You're like, I need to do oil change, or like see if you can find something good. Like, what's good? You in Florida, bro. You gotta go to get to anything good, and now, you push it to, like, let's say you accept a load on Monday after 5 phone calls with dispatcher that picks up on Tuesday. In your head, you already worked Monday because you were talking to your dispatcher multiple times, planning. Planning is not working in owner-operator business. And then on Tuesday, you picked up a load, and soon as you made it to Atlanta, you're like, oh, bro, don't forget, I got something going on like on Friday, so I need to be delivering Friday morning.
Yeah.
So now you're delivering Friday morning, let's say back in Florida. To you worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Even though on Friday you just delivered a load.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday you were just planning. So realistically, you worked only 3 days. 3 days, which is about half of what is expected for solid owner-operator with a bright future to do.
Yeah, so and again, that is what we're asking everybody to take a look at. So this is the kind of stuff that you should be looking at before you even buy your first truck. So we're talking about it. You picked up this truck. This should have been in your planning, in your business plan. This should have been exactly already thought out of. You should already be committed to how you're going to run and what your home time is, and not changing it in the ninth inning, so to speak, and all of a sudden it's supposed to make sense.
Yeah, and then even like, let me make it worse before we go to the next one. And then through those 3 days that you work, you still make it super limited because you're so locked into that Friday morning delivery in Florida that you're not allowing your dispatcher to explore anything past Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Yeah,
And now you're comparing your settlement with a settlement of owner-operator that left Sunday night and came back Saturday morning. Those are two uncomparable things. You live in different planets, you get different results. Everything is very different about you and the guy that you're comparing yourself to.
yeah, for sure.
Holy crap, is this real? $4,000 a week in this market, guys? This is not a joke. We got plenty of owner-operators in this market taking home $4,000 a week every single week. So if you're interested in something like this, we're located right here in Mulberry, Florida, just a few miles south of Lakeland. Give us a call, 863-342-5171, because $4,000 take home after all the expenses, that's nothing to laugh at.
So what is the right mindset? What is the mindset of that successful owner-operator?
I think at that point you gotta understand one thing. You're a business owner. Life is not fair. Grow a pair.
Hey, I like that.
Do what it takes to get the results. Not due to like, oh man, I worked 5 days and like that's the best I can do. No man, if you have not reached your goals in 5 days, do 6. Skip the fucking weekend. I've done it multiple times, like for like the first probably 6 months to a year, like 6 months for sure. I have not missed a single week. That means like for a 6 months, I have not made less than $2,500 any consecutive fucking week.
Yeah, and it's
And
that.
I had breakdowns, but then I compensated running over a weekend or going 2 weeks at a time, like whatever it takes to still average out 2.5K per week or more.
Yeah, and then that's really what it comes down to, man. A lot of this is that mindset first and foremost, because then how you receive everything else feels different if you're in the right mind frame.
Yes, you gotta know what you're doing it for, because if you all of a sudden any pressure points brings out the victim in you, maybe you should be just company driver and not waste anybody's time.
So here we go. Yeah, for sure. So,
All right, last thing, emissions delete. Should you delete the emissions if you getting a truck right now?
no, I wouldn't do any of that.
I wouldn't do that either. A couple of things. Obviously, we have a little bit of skin in the game. For us as a carrier, owner-operator, we don't go to California, but let's say some guy deletes the emissions, goes to California, gets popped. His fine is going to be pretty hefty, but our fine is going to be like insane.
Yeah, but even if we put that to the side a little bit, I'm telling you guys, I have seen more guys run into major issues where they thought they were actually fixing a problem, only to create additional problems, and then they were actually fucking limited to where this truck can go.
Yeah.
For repairs, right?
So most of owner-operators that I know, like I never dealt with a truck, owning a truck with current emission standards. So I know it's a little problematic. I had that diesel F-250. And it was problematic. I bought it brand new. It was
Like you said,
problematic. Had. It's no longer here. But anything else, when it comes down to emissions, I never seen a guy successfully deleting it and not suffering because of it. I've seen the other two types of guys. Number one, we know their equipment. We know how to properly maintain it. We plan for everything.
Right.
We regen it by the book. We do everything by the book. And usually, yes, at some point you have to plan that $10,000 expense.
Oh, yeah.
However, it's fairly manageable. Once you delete that, truck, I never seen it to where it's like as advertised.
No.
No more problems. It's just like a glider almost. I never seen it. I've seen it going very, very complicated. More issues coming up, and you are limited to where you can fix that truck, and it's just a shit show.
Man, I have seen it even to the point where, you know, the guy is paying to put it back. So like pay to take it out and then you pay to put it back.
Here we go. So like, and I can very well see that happening, because that's a little, you know, quite a bit of problematic issue. And you just gotta learn your equipment, because like one of the mechanics said, again, I mentioned it many times already, but like I'll say it again. When you put a dinosaur in a modern equipment and dinosaur refuses to educate himself about the equipment, that's the results that you get. One of or a couple of mechanics that I talked to, like their main source of income are road calls to go regen trucks for the road calls. So what does that mean? That means that individual driving a truck is a fucking idiot.
Here you go, pretty much that in a nutshell. Just ignoring the maintenance on that, and you know that's just going to compound, because you driving down the road at 35 miles an hour, like it's not just going to go away.
I've seen even those, you know, like we do everything that here we told you guys not to do, and then eventually the regen doesn't work anymore. We need the whole system replaced or something like that. Or even like regen, but it's like so clogged up that I don't know, like now it's not so easy anymore. And then I've seen people trying to grasp on the straws, because we haven't saved money, we cannot solve that problem, and now we thinking, now I'm gonna go out and make the money running 35 miles an hour.
It's over before it started at that point.
Like it's over.
Yeah.
So do the things that we are discussing about before this happens to you, and then it's never gonna happen to you. But if you ignore every little thing that we discussed, 50 years combined experience here, man, like then you're on your own.
Yeah, there's no shortcuts, people. These are live things. Seeing guys fail, seeing guys be successful, and it comes down to these key factors.
Absolutely. All right, guys, be safe out there, and we'll talk to you in the next video.
Yep, stay earning, my people.
Yep.
Operators looking for the best business owner opportunity, look no further. I got all the programs that are going to make you successful. Everything to operating from 2 different fuel cards, top of the line trailers with a maintenance program that is unbeatable, to plates, insurance, you name it, we got it. All you got to do is give us a call, 863-342-5171. Learn more and get started.